Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks. I'm here today with a quick extras video. This is a theory that I'm working on for Brick Theory. It's nothing that's going to go right up. This is not the Brick Theory video. This is kind of a rough draft, if you may. Basically, I'm just going to spew out a bunch of notes that I have, and eventually we can work it into a theory. We'll vote on it and see if we want to make it into a further video with more, research behind it. But for right now, I'm just going to spew out a bunch of information just so I can confirm that I actually came up with these on my own and not have any problems with it later. So let's get right to it. So this is a thing that I wanted to develop ever since I completed LEGO Dimensions with the main campaign. And what I realized at the end of the campaign, there is a little bit of a spoiler in there. So if you haven't played it all the way through, I advise maybe just turning off the video and maybe just checking out some of the other brick theories that we have on the page. But this is something that I've found out, and I've been trying every now and then to look it up. So I found a couple things here about it. Basically, at the end, when you defeat Vortech, or Lord Vortech, I mean, it shows a cutscene after the Lord of the Rings where it's like, oh, he'll be back any minute now, and he doesn't return back. Gandalf, that is. And they show a small cutscene where, bam, this picture comes up. And basically someone else finds this brick that Lord Vortech was controlled by, and they turn into what seems like the next Lord Vortech. Is this going to be a spoiler for LEGO Dimensions 2? Is this even a spoiler for LEGO Dimensions 1? I'm not really sure. I don't know if this person is the original guy that turned into Lord Vortech, or if he's a new guy. I'm kind of not sure about that, but let's see how it goes. So what we can determine from this image is that the person that becomes the next Lord Vortech, or becomes him again, has a red arm. It's a red right arm, and the skin is not yellow. That means it's not an original LEGO character. So that narrows things down as far as who might this new character be. Although, considering the lighting, this could probably also be a dark red arm, but it seems light enough that it could be red. Even, like on the brightest light, I don't have the right words for it, but on the brightest light, it seems like it could be a red arm, just plain red, without there being a dark red arm to it. Also, what I find out from this ending cutscene is that this person is male. So, and the reason why I figured that out is because he lets out a bit of a scream as he transforms into Lord Vortech. So, that narrows things a little bit down, and we'll take a look at my candidates for who Lord Vortech may be, the actual character, based on existing LEGO minifigures. Now, this could be something that maybe later on it's a new figure that comes into the picture, but this is what I'm coming up with for right now. Again, it's a brick theory. It's not fact. So what I have Plastic Man, Howard Wolowitz from the Big Bang Theory ideas set, Jewel Thief 1 from Spider-Man 2, King George's Officer, King George's Soldier, both of them are from Pirates of the Caribbean, Pops Racer from Speed Racers, Queen Amidala, Red Harrington from Lone Ranger, Shazam / Captain Marvel, and Stinky Pete. The thing that all these characters have in common is that they have a right arm with a red sleeve, and it is a, light flesh, color for their hand. Now, we can narrow down a couple things right off the bat because Queen Amidala and Red Harrington are females. And I already mentioned that it sounds like a male that's playing that part. So it's likely that they're not going to be Lord Vortech. Also, narrowing down some of the licenses after this point because they're ones that have long since discontinued with LEGO. And I don't really see them coming up in a future wave of 2016 as far as a line of sets, or even if they were going to be reimbursed into the LEGO world, for LEGO Dimensions. Even Lord of the Rings is kind of questionable at this point because they're not making more Lord of the Rings sets because there's no more films to make. So I don't really know if they're going to add more characters from Lord of the Rings into LEGO Dimensions 2, whether or not they're Lord Vortech. But we can definitely narrow down Stinky Pete. He's not going to be in it because it's been a long time since we've seen Toy Story in the Lego line. Shazam is kind of possible, but it's also Captain Marvel, so I'm not really sure. Let me just look for a second. I'm looking on the computer now if Shazam is a DC superhero. And that's important because Marvel has not been a part of LEGO Dimensions up to this point. Will they be in the future? Maybe. So yes, I've looked it up and Shazam is a DC character. So it is possible for him to be involved. We've already seen Batman, Superman, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman in LEGO Dimensions. So they could easily put in more DC superheroes because they're working with Warner Brothers, so they kind of have that association with them, to put in more DC stuff into LEGO Dimensions 2. I already mentioned Red Harrington, I mentioned Queen Amidala. Pop's Racer is from Speed Racers. And if you don't remember that, then there's really not much point talking about it because there's a short-lived theme for a not-so-great movie. It's kind of like the Lone Ranger before the Lone Ranger. So I really don't think he would be involved. Even though we're talking about a game in which every LEGO theme can be intertwined with each other, I don't think they're going to go back in time to an earlier license for that, as a critical role for a character. King George's soldier as well as King George's officer don't seem like prominent figures. I mean, they don't even have first or last names when they're identified on Bricklink. And they're from Pirates of the Caribbean, which also was a discontinued licensed theme from LEGO. I don't think they're going to bring them back. They haven't brought them back in any of the characters so far in LEGO Dimensions or even in recent LEGO sets. The Jewel Thief from Spider-Man 2, first of all, Marvel, so that kind of knocks that out of the way. Also, this is also another irrelevant character because it was only designed for a set that really didn't be made for the Spider-Man 2 movie. It was just kind of a small set that was not having any relevance to Spider-Man 2. And if you want to find more information about that, there are several LEGO books that mention that fact. And I don't think this would be the character for that. Howard Wolowitz, well, the character, I can't really tell what it sounds like, if it sounds like Howard, but I don't really see the Big Bang Theory being involved with this. It's possible. I mean, we've already had the Big Bang Theory in 2015 with the LEGO Ideas set. I don't really know if licensing-wise it would actually make sense. So I'm just going to narrow it down that maybe it's not him because it seems far-fetched at the moment. Unless they plan to do more with Big Bang Theory in the future, they probably won't install Big Bang Theory stuff in LEGO Dimensions. And then the last one we have is Plastic Man. Now, if I recall correctly, he's from the Justice League, so that's DC, and just like Shazam, that seems like a good candidate. It seems likely that there will be more DC superheroes coming into the next game, so if we were to base it on any characters currently made in LEGO, I would most likely vote for either Plastic Man or Shazam as being candidates for Lord Vortech, based on that image in the beginning. So, again, this is a theory, a brick theory, shamelessly not ripping off any other bigger channel, and we'll just have to see how it goes in the future. There will be LEGO Dimensions 2, I know that, because there's already been listings on Brickset.com about it for different sets, not really showing what the sets are or what the names are yet, but just the set numbers. So, what do you guys think in the comments below? Let me know what you guys think Lord Vortech is, or who he is. I say what because maybe it's just that one thing, it's just the one-by-one brick, and I'm mainly like, who is the person that picks it up next? Was there a person before that? So I'd like to hear what you guys think. Maybe we'll make this into a brick theory later on if everybody's, into this idea. And we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.